Okay, welcome guys. This is, I think, episode 10 or something for this year for ChatTactic, so welcome along. Hi Mike, hi Sithil, hi Hugh David, and hi to anybody else out there as well that's watching. So today we're going to be covering a fair few things actually, and we also do have a giveaway in the Marble Run, which is going to be a key to Stolen Realm, which I do have a video coming out. Hi Rogue. So the video, like the actual game itself, I might even play a little bit of it, maybe sort of halfway through the session, just to sort of show what's show what the game actually does have. It's fairly impressive. There is one problem at the moment, which I hope that the devs will fix, and that is that basically that when you finish a battle, the actual level up system is a bit clunky, and that's the only negative. Everything else is really quite cool. It's very nice the way that the game actually is played. It's fairly fast to play. It's rates very highly, like 87%, which is good for these sort of games. 74 of recent reviews, but I do hope that they do fix the user experience basically at the end of battle. That's the only real sort of problem there. Hi Varian Games and Bob and Bilko and Connie. So what the big news I've actually got, which I just changed the title of the video, is because the fine folks over at Hooded Horse actually have sent me a link to a video. I don't even know if it's on YouTube yet, but it will be on very soon, of Falling Frontier, which is one of the most anticipated games coming out over the next year or two. Because I say two because it has been slated for 2025 now. If we go back there, we'll just go back and have a look and come back to Stolen Realm in a little while. But if we go to Falling Frontier and have a bit of a look. So Falling Frontier, it's got coming soon. Previously it was saying 2025. I did actually ask for clarification. I've been told that at the moment they're still thinking 2025, but it's rubbery. So there may be some change there. We just don't actually know. So I'm going to go and play the video. It's a long video. It's like 13 minutes, and it will stop at different places so we can actually sort of digest it, because it really does show the gameplay and all sorts of things. So let me get this one queued up. I'll just get the sound up as well. And here we go. So this is it.
Link established. Sending packet now.
The Hannibal reports action over Iapetus.
It confirms the regiment was destroyed. Is requesting permission to pursue the Caligula.
Beautiful graphics. So Phobos is a moon of Mars. This is called the Mars Update or something like that. Oh, it's been on YouTube and it's amazing since Varian Games. But in that case, I won't spend too much time with it. It is incredible. There's an artifact in the way that the light is shining in 3D. It's the only mistake in the whole video.
This is Gulliver Base. Permission granted. Remain on your current speed and heading. Out.
Priority to Gulliver Base, 600 meters until touchdown.
Gulliver Base, we're tracking an unknown contact on Helios. Can you confirm? Over.
Flags are negative, Boston. No contact on base leader.
One of the two moons doomed to collide with Mars. Is it doomed to collide with it, is it? It's got a diminishing
Degrees,
orbit.
this is Gulliver Tower. Bay 3 Ops crew report
Like some
lines
looks great out here. It's funny. Oh, this is going to be exceptional, I think. And just by the looks of it, it's incredibly beautiful.
Gulliver Tower, this is Caprice. Roger, beginning flight sequence out.
Yeah, I don't know if this is. I don't think this is in-game footage. In-game does look impressive as well. So this is the actual the user interface. So it's very clean. There's your comms, just giving you information. So anything happens, the comms will then sort of appear. So ship has been completed, the TDF Vermont. So it's just going through essentially what's happening through here. Titan colony. This is Titan is a moon of Saturn. So it's sort of funny because I think it's called the Mars Update. I'm assuming this is some sort of mining ship,
Prepped for distribution.
because they're sort of taking elements off from here. Then other ships are coming across. So I think what we're looking at through here is actually the building aspect of it. I'm imagining, but I'm not sure. There goes like a shuttle. But it gives me very, very definite Distant Worlds 2 vibes, just in terms of the complexity. The fact that it's actually got all these little components that are moving off and doing different sorts of things does look pretty exceptional. So it's now docked with that second transport area. It's now pulling it away. Things we can sort of see on the screen is up through here we've got population, looks like fuel and minerals, I think, is the way that one then just goes and works. And I don't know what the LGX is. I'm not sure what Titan Colony LGX, I'm not sure what the LGX stands for. So Connie's saying, God, it looks good. Yeah, it looks amazing. When it was sent through to me, I played it immediately and I was just blown away by it. Like I thought, oh wow, this is going to be an awesome game. There's not, like, the user interface is very, very minimal. Now we're looking at the actual colony. So this is Enceladus on Titan, I'm guessing. And so you can now build your different classes, your different ships. So we've got these are the different frigates that you then got. So it's now showing you the build menu and with the different components. So this is the ship designer. Again, very simplistic with what it does do. So yeah, we've got reinforced bridges, sensors, whatever. So we've got increased storage, crew quarters. So you've got sort of minimal things. You'll notice it changes on the ship as they do it. If you look at the back, this then changes with this one through here as they chop and change stuff. Again, not that it matters that much, but it just looks nice what they've actually then gone and done. So so that's certainly yeah, it certainly looks great. And I think that orbital mechanics are a big part of this one as well. Like it's really quite, yeah, it's really quite good. Yeah, so Rogue is saying, I hope it holds up to how awesome it looks. I hope so too. I hope so too, because sometimes these games that look great don't play great. But by the look of it, it looks bloody good. I can't wait to play it. Hi, Battle Mode, how you going? So it's just saying that Titan, the hydrocarbon moon. Oh, is it? I don't know much about it, to be honest. But anyway, that's got a picket frigate. So this is now probably what this one's been called. I like that it gives you the actual dimensions. And there's the cost down the bottom there. 132 crew component. Actually, when they start to change these things, you can see the crew and the costs down the bottom. They're changing as they do it. So Dom is saying, is it a homeworld type RTS? And I'm assuming so. I don't know much about it. It's a York frigate. Again, we've got different optional elements that are then placed on the actual ship itself. This one's only got 60 contingent. So these can be sort of like purpose built with the different hard points again. Again, pretty much like the same way of sort of constructing stuff on Distant Worlds 2. Connie's saying no lasers so far. I like that. Yeah, it's mainly all guns and missiles, like rail guns and things. It's got very much got an Expanse vibe to me. Just the overall look of it. But I love what they've done. It's very minimal in terms of colours, but it just looks great. So it's a stealth frigate. How far in are we? We're about halfway. I'll let it play all the way through because it's an exceptional video. I love that they haven't just glossed it up with with just I'm glad that they've actually shown what's going on inside the game as well. And when Hooded Horse did send it through to me, they did sort of say, "Oh, look, this is going to show the most of the user interface," and like that's so far been done. So this in through here, like this is interesting. If we just pause it there for a second, so this is a TDF Vermont. We can see that must be the ratings back into here, I'm guessing, like armor, people. I'm not sure if that's got like if it's got a full. If that means it's got a full. That must be the armor, like it's full armor, full crew. Fuel is low. I'm guessing. I'm not sure what these other things are. I think it's even has the missiles and things have to sort of then be there. Then we have a look down at the bottom there. We've got the captain and your lion. Then we've got a navigator, an engineer, and a gun and main gunnery officers. Back in through here, I'm not sure what these all are, but we do actually have fire at single target, fire at multiple targets. So you've got different ways of setting these up. Not sure what these will end up being. So this, yeah, I'm guessing that's the ship speed, like either just sort of like a cruise, like a cruising speed and then an actual combat speed. I'm not sure what these are. Orbiting maybe. Got no idea. Targeting. Who knows? And then we've got the system status down through there. So as the different systems come offline in combat, that will then sort of show up. So very, very simple. That's the Berwick frigate. So that's the Moon Titan. Then this is the system, and so they've got enemy systems back out the other side, on the other side of Saturn.
Recommend suggesting to fleet to delay any further shipments to the colony.
It's a beautiful game. God, it looks good.
Colony comms synced and secure. Supply destination coming online.
What's LGX? Is it like you don't know what that is?
Supply destination coming online.
This is something I know Titan quite well. It's one of the more unique moons in the solar system, like unusually big and has a proper atmosphere, to name a few interesting aspects. Yeah, it's the same size as Mars, isn't it? Titan, like it's not nowhere near as big as Earth. So this is I like this as well. We're seeing the camera is just tracking along, following this ship. The ship is turning, and so the camera is also, like, the guy's rotating with his mouse to just keep the ship in the middle there. Here we go. This is actually, I thought this was some sort of attack when I first saw it. This is the hyperspace. So when you enter hyperspace, you actually, it looks like that for the entry.
Ship locked in for conduit traffic.
Straight through. So it's come in here, I think, I think that what they do with the York is to set up like a patrol around this mining operation. The mining operation, this is another thing that reminded me very much, even more detailed than Distant Worlds, was what they do here. So that's obviously a patrol route for that military ship, and then this is a mining ship, I believe. And so they then to mine, what they do is they shoot missiles at the asteroid. Now this isn't real because, as in, notice that there's they decelerate as the pieces fly off. They actually decelerate rather than just keep constant acceleration, which I'll forgive that, but it does look good. Think of the planet Mercury. Okay, I was only as big as Mercury. I thought it was bigger than that. So the miners then come and pick up the ore. So this will be then for the ore. I don't know if we get to see the ore increase, but that's like one of the big mining ships. So that's one operation. That's just showing you an example of like an extraction operation for ore. It does get into some combat as well.
Probe bays online. Bringing possible targets online.
So scanning for targets.
There's action over a nearby colony in the sector. Friendly ships are currently engaged.
Solid copy. I'm patching in with the task force in the AO.
These must be the targets that are possible. This is interesting as well. Look at the bend with the gravity. So there are gravity wells, and it does play a role. I don't know if there's orbital mechanics as such. So trying to find an area, I guess, setting the range.
Calculating celestial path.
anyone else lost a stream? It's good for me. I'm seeing, not seeing any drop frames or anything. So this is combat. So this is the Fitzroy is. Now I'm not sure what those little. If we just stop it there for a second, at this point I think that these have been knocked out like immediately, and I don't know what these are. I don't know if these are sort of like chaff to try to sort of draw away the fire. There's still firing going on. If I just move it back slightly, we'll just go back to the start of that particular fight. So one ship versus two. So we've got certain things sort of coming back in through here. They're certainly firing their missiles. This one's moving forward. We are sort of seeing different hard points and things highlighted through here. No damage done to here. We'll probably have a look at this as things actually develop. So it's now shooting missiles. It's funny because they speed up time a little bit. They go slow and then it speeds up at different times. If you watch what happens here, like that's fast, then it slows right down again. But this hasn't changed over through here, so I'm not sure how that's actually working. It's like it's railguns. Show us the status of the ship. So we're getting hits in through there. So there's no, like the shielding is coming down at this point in time. Fuel is still down by the looks of things. So I think that one's been knocked out. There we go, another hit. I think that one's been knocked out as well. It's no longer firing. That's a bit of a stutter there, where it actually gets into the collision area of the enemy ship and doesn't keep on going. It actually was a hard stop there by the looks of things. Which is that's probably another thing that I don't know if they'll change that at all. But that ship is fine, except for a little bit of the shielding down, or armour. Yeah, so Dusty Monk saying, I like the sound design in this video. Yeah, it's good actually. Even the radio chatter in it is very, very good. Now this is interesting. This ship has got we don't get to see all the the weaponry on it, but they're going to attack this moon.
Surface targets locked in, missiles away.
There we go. So these are all nuclear missiles to attack the colony, or to attack the moon. Looks awesome, doesn't it? It looks awesome.
Hannibal, this is Gulliver Base. Permission granted. Berwick-class frigate Certis and Coventry-class frigate Karatha have been dispatched to assist.
Rendezvous coordinates to follow in data packet. Good hunting. Out.
Gulliver Base, this is the Hannibal. Rendezvous coordinates received. Can you confirm FTL approval is granted? Over.
There we go. There we go. So that's coming in probably, I would guess, a year's time. But that's the new video, the latest video for it. So your rogue saying, "Wow, nice stuff." Yeah, no, it is. It looks very, very good. I love that it's got the orbital mechanics. So it'll be a little bit like Kerbal Space Program meets Distant Worlds 2, I would imagine, with the way it does work. So we've got Connie's in saying initiate slow-mo number 1. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I'm not sure how they, because it was going from slow to normal speed, I think. And Dusty Monk saying, I noticed that the big orange circle when the time slowed, like games often do with the circular menu GUI. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might be it. So Connie's then saying, give Nebulous Fleet Command another try. It's not as complicated as Dwarf Fortress. I did struggle with that one. I did want to look at that one because I've been waiting for this game to come for a long time. And Nebulous Fleet Command was actually one that did look like it was very, very similar. There's another one coming out this month, actually, in a couple of weeks' time, which I'm really looking forward to. What's it called? Breach? Or is it Breach? Let's have a look at the Hooded Horse games that are coming. Hooded Horse has got so many great games on the way at the moment. Let's just go down to their list. Upcoming releases. So Falling Frontier does say coming soon, but I think that's still maybe not quite 12 months away, but it may be towards the end of the year or early next year, I'm guessing. Breachway, here it is. 23rd of March for me, that would mean 22nd for everywhere else, I guess. Explore the galaxy in this deck building, sci-fi roguelike. This one looks very, very good, very much like FTL. And also, it looks like a simpler version of Nebulous. Nebulous Fleet Command is, I don't know if it'll be showing in here. It's been out, yeah, there it is, Nebulous Fleet Command in through there. Came out in 2022. I did try it. I did struggle with it. It just was a bit too fast for me. And yeah, so it would, but it did look very good. It's still early access, actually. Maybe I should give that a try. It's been a while since I've actually tried that one. Actually, I got hold of it at about the same time that I did get Terra Invicta, and I didn't play much of either one of them, to be honest. So yeah, Hooded Horse also does Xenonauts too. God, they've got some good games. Some amazing games coming this year as well. They had a great year last year, and it'll be another great year this year. Hi Darkwall, how are you going? Anyway, that's Falling Frontier. So you know, like, it's available there if you do want to. If you're interested, you can wishlist it or whatever else you might want to do. I'm finding that with the Hooded Horse games, there's very few of them that I'm not interested in, like in a big way. Let's go back to where we started, which was Stolen Realm. So I'll just show you this one. This will be the giveaway for today. This is a pretty cool game, actually, I've got to say. It's other than, as I said before, the problem with the end of battle scenarios. I might even start a battle so you can sort of see something and just see what I mean. I do have a video that'll be going up tomorrow about this one. I'll just get that one down there and get rid of it. But this is pretty cool. Actually, yeah, probably the best way to do this will be just to sort of show it. So I'll minimise that. And that's to say, this has been the game I've been having fun with, actually, in the over the last few days. So I've just really enjoyed it. So you can pause in single player skirmish. Yeah, I had trouble. I think it was the angles, because like, you noticed that Falling Frontier was played on a flat plane, and I think that was one of the aspects. The 3D space does my head in a bit. It's funny because I'm good with visualizing in 3D. I just don't like playing games that do much in 3D. And Falling Frontier looks like it's played on planes, essentially, which I'm looking forward to. So Drexy's saying Stolen Realm is super fun co-op. Yes, it would be, actually. It would be. This is another, like, it's funny because Battle Mode and I have been talking about a couple of games that we've sort of wanted to get some a multiplayer game going. In fact, we're just in the final stages now of putting together a multiplayer match of Solim Infernum. So that's going to be with Battle Mode, Tortuga, and also with Lucid. So there's going to be the four of us playing that one, but we're just trying to, we're going to do a bit of a practice run first and then actually do a recording of that one. I will have some keys of that to give away in coming weeks as well with Solim Infernum, so keep an eye open for that one. So yeah, that's another great game, which is awesome. I'll just go and play. I'll just go and continue. If I just go back into roguelike and continue where I am, I'm in I'm playing a group where I've actually sort of leveled them up a fair way. And these are, I think the easiest way, because I've actually suffered damage with all these different units. If I just go back to the main menu, and I'm pretty sure I can do it this way. I hope I don't lose my run. Yeah, so Jemison saying this looks nice. Art very similar to for the King games, very much so with the low poly, and it's done very well. I don't know if it's the same developer as For the King. I'm not sure if it is. But this is great in terms of its roguelike abilities. If we go back into roguelike, if I just go back into play, I've got these up to level 10. The most they can go to is level 20. I'll just bring these in. I started off my my recording with these, and then I've just been playing them. So you get to choose different power-ups and things. Now I've already got a few power-ups, but I've got now more points, so I can just keep on adding more and more things into it. Healing and damage. Let's grab that one, and damage reduction. Let's go and grab that. So 283 doesn't give you much to spend. I won't explain too much about what's actually. I can grab one of these as well. Let's get more might. Close that one. That just gives me a bit of a power up to the whole party. We'll accept the party. And so it's one of these things I haven't actually got through and finished off difficulty 1. I thought one world would actually do it, but I've got to do 5 worlds at difficulty 1 before I can get to difficulty 2. If I just accept it. But the system in this is really, really nice. It's very, very streamlined. And what happened to the run on Twitch? Well, we lost it. If you watch that, if you rewatch yesterday's stream, we ended up, everyone got killed. So it's going to be a start again when I do go back to Twitch. And unfortunately, one of the problems with this game is, I guess, I mean, you do keep the characters, so I'll probably keep this character lot running. And so I've got the guys in through here. So this is actually the run that we've currently got. This represents all 4 characters. If I go back into the character screen, so this is them in through here. And so they've got the character up in this other way with all these different weaponry that we've got, that we've sort of collected with the different loot. And so I've gone through and sort of decked them out with really, really strong axes and different armor, etc. So this one here is like a fighter unit. I've got myself a mage unit back in through here as well. Again, all leveled up with different equipment. This one here is a summoner. Again, he's got different equipment. There is actually a hat. Actually, I'll leave that hat on him. That'll be okay. And then this one here is a healer. So we've got a healer in through here with a special healing branch in through this other side. So she's actually sort of like the healer character. So I've only got the 4 in this particular little run that I was doing. I didn't want to have too many there. But if I just close the menu, and then there will be a fight or something we have to interact with. This is the start of an area. So as we come up, this is actually the start of it. I won't play it all out, but this is essentially, we've got like a group up through here. So I'll just go and click on it. And so the way it works is that it then sets up the battle. Now, some of this stuff is randomly generated. And so you'll often end up with areas, like back through here, for example, I've got a Seraph Shrine. This one will recover maximum health each time. This one here is Decay Shrine, so take 10% of your maximum health in shadow damage, so we don't want to be inside there. We also have a Rogue Shrine. Now, these are sort of random on the actual maps themselves. And what I want to do is I want to get back to one of those shrines. So in the placement setup, I can then just go back into these areas. I'm just going to go and place the different units. So I'll just confirm the placement. Now we get to move first. So I'm going to move in behind the others and then start to move my way back in towards the other bits and pieces. So it's it's essentially like a turn-based roguelike battler. It's really, really quite cool. And you can play co-op, as I sort of said. Yeah, so Dusty Monk saying, given I missed the end of the run, I deem it a wise decision. Oh, it was really good fun. It was so close. I thought we had won it actually at one point. It was extremely close. But the game can be played in. Now, since this is our main combat guy, so I'm going to move him back down into here to try to cover the others. I'm going to fracture this skeleton. So we sort of do a bit of damage, and then I've still got an action point. That first fracture doesn't cost any action points, and then the second one I can then just go through and well, I can sort of do a few different things. I can push it forward. I can bash it, which will then move it up towards where the others are. I'm now just going to move all of these down as well. Oh, that's right. I shouldn't have done the other one. We're now going to take a bit of damage. Not that it'll matter that much. I'm going to go and place. This is a mage, but he does have some summoning skills that we've actually gotten over time. So I'm going to go and place another a skeletal warrior back in through there who will just start to do damage. That he does a lot of damage. That's all we can do there, really. I can set up immolate as well. Just get him burning. We'll end our turn with that one. We'll end our turn with that one. This one through here. Again, we're going to be suffering a bit of damage. Oh no, that's okay. So in this case, this is my summoner. So I'm just going to use just going to blast it, and that's the end of that one. It's got like this ragdoll effect of the different units, which looks really, really cool. So the graphics look great. Like they really are amazingly good. So there's the there he goes in his death throes. But it's just a really, really nice little game. So I won't play much of it, but it's you get the idea. It's very cool the way it sort of does work. And again, I can just sort of do damage into these other guys as well. And so this combat, ultimately that's going to be the boss fight. 1,352 points back and through there with the skeleton knight. we can right click and sort of see the details. But that's the that's sort of like, and it's all different biomes that you're going into. You got underground, swamps, grasslands, all sorts of stuff. You know, like sort of lava areas. There's another big one as well. A couple of skeleton knights, and then just a few other skeletons in through there. But I won't keep on playing it. But this will be the giveaway for today. So you will be able to grab this game if you're in the Marble Run. And I've got to say, I did play this one about 3 years ago when it was first went into early access. So I think even before it went to early access. And I liked it, but I didn't love it. Whereas I really, really like what they've done now. As I say, except for at the end of the battle, it's a bit, it's not really, it could be a lot cleaner. Anyway, so Dusty Smoke saying stream keeps on buffering for me. I wonder if it's because I'm using Mozilla. I'm not sure. I've noticed my kilobits per second have been not great going into YouTube, but quite often it still plays okay. So. You know, like sometimes under 1,000 kilobits per second, which is not great for a stream. So anyway, I also apologise for not being able to stream at my normal time. I had another streaming commitment that I had to do that I get paid for, so I needed to make sure I did that one. I'll just exit the game from here. But that's it's a really, really cool game, I've got to say. That's Stolen Realm. So that'll be the giveaway for today. Oh, by the way, last week, I forget who won last week's Marble Run. They never contacted me with the email. So if you are watching this, and I forget who it was, I need to have a look at the back end of the last session to see who it actually was. But I'll leave it for another week. And if I don't hear from the winner from last week, I will actually put that key back into the prize pool again. So that was a Stellaris DLC key. Okay, so that's Stolen Realm. Now, what else is happening this week? There's let's just go. Actually, if you just go open up Steam and have a look at the news. I normally have a list of things that have happened, and that's right, Dune Imperium and Dune the movie, of course. Dune is just. She'll do it from here, where it can look a little bit larger. Dune Imperium. Wow, this is another one of these games that. We've got you've got like Dune Spice Wars, which I've covered a lot on my channel. This is a really quite cool sort of 4X type Dune game. But then Dune Imperium is built off a board game, and so the award-winning board game of strategy and intrigue in the iconic universe of Dune, The Spice Must Flow. You can see here it's overwhelmingly positive, like 96%, and then this one here is 99% in recent times. And it's not just little numbers either. These are big numbers of people that are playing the game. And so, it's an astoundingly good game. Like it really is such a good adaptation of a board game. And it's I've just put up another video a few hours ago, actually, just to show like a solo playthrough of it. So Drexy's saying that the stream's fine here, must be your connection. And Jemison saying the movie's a piece of art, absolute must see. It's the best movie I've seen since, the only other movies that have had the same impact with me have been when I first saw Star Wars and when I first saw Aliens or Alien. And that was, they were the two other movies that, along with Dune Part 2, it's just mind-blowingly good. So Shrank saying I'm waiting for Millennia and the Fallout series on Prime. Yeah, it's Millennia the game, I guess, I'm not sure what the Fallout series is. Millennia comes later this week as well, by the way. Sorry, not this week. It comes in a couple of weeks' time. I am allowed to show that next week. Actually, I'll be able to show previews of Millennia, and then the launch comes on the. For me, it's the 24th, so it's the 23rd of March as well. So that will be coming on the same day as Breachway. But that's so that'll be in 2 weeks' time. There's going to be a lot to talk about with the games that'll be out. So Millennia looks very, very polished now as well. Like I'm actually I'm quite happy and impressed with what I've been what I've been playing with it. It's a nice, very nice game to play. So Connie's saying I don't know about Fallout. Too dark for corporate entertainment. I don't know Fallout at all actually. No idea what that is. So especially after the Lord of the Rings disaster, I don't know. Like they did the Halo series, didn't they? That was Amazon, I think. Oh no, was that Paramount? Paramount's still Amazon, but because the Halo series is mind-blowingly good as a TV series. Like that's I was so impressed with that. I wasn't going to bother watching it for all those Lord of the Rings type sort of things, but it's when I did start watching it, I was, and usually with games that then get adapted into TV series are not usually very good, but that was incredibly good. The Halo series, I still haven't finished up where it's up to. I think they're still putting out season 2, and I'm about one episode behind at this stage. But no, some good stuff out there. So Silbercool saying, evening all, keeping us on your toes with the changing start times. I unfortunately this month I will actually have a couple of late starts. Just with the streaming schedule that I have over at Slytherin, they've got a couple of streams scheduled in when I would normally be doing this particular stream, and so if I do get any of the Monday streams for Matrix games on the Slytherin channel, then it's one of those things where no matter which slot you get, it's going to end up colliding with my normal ChatTactic sort of stream, unless it's a very, very early one. Okay, so Fallout is one of the most well-known RPG franchises set in the future after the nuclear apocalypse. Oh, so yeah, I didn't know that they were actually making a TV of Fallout. I know the Fallout games, but I didn't know about a TV series. That's interesting. And Connie's saying Shogun is good as well. Yeah, there's some really good stuff out there. Actually, I was also pleasantly surprised with The Last Avatar. I really liked that. It's funny, I was talking to my daughter about it, and I was saying, The Last Avatar, the latest remake with real people in it, I thought was actually really, really good. And she's also into that sort of content as well. And she said, "Oh no, it's crap in comparison to the original." But I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I really quite liked it. Okay, so Silbical saying, have you covered the new Falling Frontier trailer yet? Yes, I have. Yeah, we've gone through that. Hi, Larry. How you going? Yeah. So anyway, that's so Dune Imperium. I can highly recommend this one if you do like board games. I'm trying to think if I've played a better board game adaptation. It's pretty astounding. I mean, if we just go and open up some of the graphics in here, it's like this is the board, the game board. You very rarely go away from this particular board, so it is purely the board game, and the board game does look very, very similar. So Shrink's saying that it's funny these days they make movies about games. When I was younger, it was the other way around. Yes. Well, actually, when you look at Dune as well, like the Dune, the David Lynch Dune from the 1980s, I think it was, or 90s, I forget when it was. That actually spawned a lot of games that came out of that movie. That was a good movie, actually. I still enjoyed that Dune movie, but it's nothing like the new stuff that's coming through. By the way, if you do actually have the game, one thing I have found has been really helpful for me just to understand the game was to go to the Direwolf webpage. So it's I'll just go there and show you. It's direwolf.com. Nope, that's not it. What would it be? Direwolfdigital.com. There we go. Direwolfdigital.com. So now it's in through here. This is the board game. So that it sort of shows you. I quite like if it's a board game adaptation. I do like it if I understand the game, and this one does give you a lot of like it's good to see the reference of what it looks like when it's actually being played, including the things like the combat. Which, when we actually look back at the board game itself here, it's very, very similar to what we sort of see in through here, but it does give you better context to see how the game itself is played. And then one thing I found really, really useful, if you are going to look at getting the game, in fact, even if you haven't seen the movie yet, I think this is a really, really good, this PDF file here is really good in terms of just this first screen here goes through the lore of Dune in just a single page. It's probably the most succinct and best written page I've seen on the lore of Dune ever. I really, really like what they've done with this one page. But it was really good to have all of the context of the board game before playing the computer game. So even the game components, just to get a feel for how the board game would be played. I found that having this context and then going into the digital adaptation. Of course, if you've got the real game, then you wouldn't need to do that. But I found this one really, really helpful to just be able to skim past and have a look and see what's actually happening, how things actually sort of then work, just to get a feel for the like I guess the game loop and also the game progression, how it sort of scales up. Where we go to, so Dave Fleet saying roll for the Galaxy version is also very good. I don't know that one. Cecil saying 1980s, yes, yeah, and then Connie saying Street Fighter. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. So Trank saying I read Dune at university to improve my English. It's a great book. The series gets a bit weird, so I stopped reading about halfway through. I don't know which book it was, but it ended up just getting a bit too strange. And I think that there's a bit of a hope that they don't end up going super weird, like where Paul's son changes into that space worm. I mean, it's interesting, but it's just all a bit that's taking it a bit too far. But I think that the way they've set up with this part 2, getting ready for part 3, I think that they've set it up nicely to be able to do it quite well. It's funny actually, the changes from the book to the actual movie. I thought there'd be a lot more kickback against the stuff that's missing from that. It is quite strange, and it's also funny actually, even with these games. I don't know if we can see. You can see that the characters are based very much on the movies, like the graphics, and so Legend is the Legendary. I think is the makers of the movie, and they're producers of the movie, and they actually were also heavily involved. Like Duke Leto is the same as in the movie. This one did come out, of course, with movie number 1. Can we see it in here? I'll just go back out again. Just go backwards. There is one of the because it's funny because this one does actually have, when you look at the actual thing, there's book people in here that aren't actually in the movie, and what they did with those people in both games, like Liet Kynes is an old archaeologist in the books, and but in this case it was a male white old archaeologist. Now it's been gender and race swapped. But the funny thing is that this is the card from the digital game and the other one. Because it's Duncan Idaho basically took over the role of Liet Kynes, so doesn't play a role. So it's sort of, yes, I think that Charank says, in the end, Duncan Idaho was the one. I don't know if that was meaning that it took over the role of Liet Kynes. So they did it with a few different things, where they actually ended up with, to try to simplify it. Chris saying, hi, Daz, you're starting late today. Yeah, I sort of had to. So when we sort of come back through it, but it's funny because the same character, I'll show you what I mean. Like if we go into, if I start up a game of Dune Spice Wars, again, this is, it's interesting to sort of see the two. And I wish that there was a compendium or a reference of the cards in the actual, this is one of the things that's missing, I think, from the original game, from the Dune Imperium board game adaptation. And so Dune, again, has got the same sort of graphics and same sort of approach as the movie. If you look at credits, I think it will show, I think it's Legendary is still actually part of this as well. I think the licensing still had to come back through the movies. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure it's Legendary is involved in this as well, because the even with non-movie characters, there is a similarity in through here. If I just go to single player, and if I just go and play like a skirmish, I think I can play as Liet Kynes. Yeah, that's Liet Kynes there. So this is like so that, I'm pretty sure that's Liet Kynes. But they've done the same thing here as well, which is, I find that really, really interesting. So when we have a look at the two different groups, that's the board game version, and these are different companies that have put this together. So Legendary must have actually pushed that instruction through, I'm guessing, which is, again, I find really, really interesting. I'd love to know what the discussions were like behind the scenes to do that, because I think that these sorts of things are becoming more and more contentious when there is swapping of characters from books and things. But it's just funny that both games have got that. Again, I'm not just highlighting it as a point of interest, not as a point of complaint at all. But it's I do find that interesting. It's just it's like when I saw the Liet Kynes card, I actually thought, oh wow, that's the Spice Wars card as well. Like it's the same as Spice Wars. So Chris is saying, hey Daz, what's that game like, Dune Spice Wars? I don't see it played often, but looks very polished. Actually, I'll show you that as well. I mean, this one is purely the board game. So having even said that with Dune Imperium, I've got a couple of videos out this week actually on Dune Imperium. I'll show you that as well, because Dune Imperium's got so many different ways of playing it, which is really quite interesting as well as a board game adaptation. It's not just a one way of playing it. There's all these different variations. Now, where have I put that? I'll put it over here. So this is Dune Imperium. So Legendary is the movie company. Yeah, it's actually Connie's saying, yeah, it didn't bother me too much in Dune, not like Black Cleopatra. Yeah, I agree. Historical things, I don't like seeing stuff changed historically. And so Dune Imperium, you can see it's got the same sort of font style. So the styling is the same. That has to be coming through from Legendary. If we go into solo play, for example, you've got a few different ways of playing things. But if you go to, like, this is a standard way of playing, but you do actually have, it's either a 3 or 4 player game. You do actually have a way, in the actual board game, there's a way of playing solo where it has sort of like a called a House Hagel set of rules. So you can actually play it just as a 1 player game in the board game as well, where you're just using the cards to sort of dictate which way the flow goes in the actual game. So you can play that as well in this game as well. But you also then can play against AI, playing as if they're players that are sitting around a table. So that's actually pretty cool the way that one sort of does work. But if we go back beyond that, it's also got challenges. The challenges are interesting because it's still the basic game, except that you've got different things where you've got different changes to the rules. And so these different challenges present rule changes all the way through, so you can sort of go and play all sorts of different ways to actually play the game. So it's not just a single playthrough of a board game. There's a lot of different ways of actually doing this one. And then of course, as Drexy had said earlier, this one here, you've also then got like online play. Was it this one? Actually no, Drexy was saying that about Stolen Realm, but this is another one where you can go back into a lobby and actually then log in and actually play with real people as well. Which I think would be pretty cool. Yeah, sorry, the Stolen Realm can be played cooperatively, which is by all accounts really quite cool. Now, where are we up to? Sorry if I'm missing a lot of comments, guys. But anyway, that's this is the board game. Again, it's very nicely done. And then if you just go back and should we want to quit? Yes. I was blown away by how good that was, to be honest, and people were recommending that to me. I mean, I know Battle Mode had raved about it as well, just how good it actually is, and it really is an amazing game. Dune Spice Wars is interesting as well. I'll just open this one up. This was also got now a lot of different ways of playing the game. So have a bit of a look. I mean, now the Dune movie's out, so it's sort of it's now topical, I guess, to be looking at all the Dune games again. But in single play, you do actually, this is much more of a 4X game, so you end up with random maps and things like that. So it's with full-on sort of stuff. Now you've got a few different ways of playing it. You've got like a skirmish mode, so a medium game where up to 4 factions battling and scheming for control of the northern hemisphere of Arrakis. And again, if you're watching the movie. Arrakis, in the movie, in the books and all that, it's just the northern area that everyone's focused on for the spice mining. It's the southern areas are considered too desolate to control, and so it's just a small portion of the actual planet, or not a small portion, but there's a portion of the planet that everyone's trying to actually then go and control. New game in through here. There's a long-lasting campaign on the northern hemisphere. Will your house survive the spice wars and come out on victorious? We have Candy Duel, a fast and thrilling duel for revenge and power. So 2 factions enter the fray, only one can leave with their head held high. These are all very different, the way that they do play. Like in Candy Duel, for example, if you just play as House of Treaties, again, you can see there the referencing from the movie with the stuff that's sort of going on through there. Just got to pick 2 councillors. I'll just pick those 2 for now. Just get started. But this one here this is a much more contained way of playing the game. And so the map of Arrakis itself is not random, but the actual what actually happens. Actually, is it random maps? I still think it is. I'm pretty sure it is when you play the actual full game. Just loading it in. But this one is not like a board game. This is like a 4X type game. I forget which versions of the game do what different things. There's so many different ways to set this game up as well. So you start saying the Dune mod for Civilization 4 is also good, a lot older than these. Yeah, that must be very old, I would imagine. And so this one it's a real-time game, but you can just pause it, so you can sort of press pause whenever you feel like it, just to sort of do what you do. So I often play these sort of games with the active pause on. But essentially, you've just got to go off and take these little regions. They've all got different bits and pieces with them. You've got your main Arakeen, so the actual main city of Arrakis that you sort of then start from. You've got different sorts of units that you then can go and bring. These are ornithopters, so you can sort of get them to go back out and search for different bits and pieces. You've got your spice fields back over through here. You've got to control the areas to then bring the spice fields out. And so this is just a small little game, which the map is just played in this little region. So we start over here. Who are we going up against? It must be it's Liet Kynes is actually. So speak of the devil, she's actually now on the other side. So this is who we're competing against. But this is a very, very good game as well. So yeah, some really, really good Dune games that have come out in recent years. Anyway, I won't keep on playing. There's another way of playing it though. I'll just quit back out. Just go into single player. Go to skirmish. No, it mustn't. I don't know if it's this way. I'll just go House of Treaties again. No, that's not it. Might be under the campaigns, the new game. There's a way of playing it. There's a different way of playing the game. And I can't remember how to get to it. Players, yeah, that's not going to be it. What am I thinking of it? There's a way that you end up with a map, and you've basically got to sort of then go and take over the actual map itself. But it's a different mode than just a normal game. Maybe it is this. Let's get started and see if that actually brings it in.
Oh, yes, the moment has come, sire. The conquest of Arrakis is ready to begin. The men are in good spirits, but they're uneasy.
There we go.
They don't know what...
Close that one off. But this one does allow you to then sort of play sector by sector, essentially for the the central areas of Arrakis. And there's another mode as well. There's a few different modes that you can actually go and play in the actual game itself. So there's some good stuff that's come in this game as well. I hope they keep on developing this game because it is really, really quite cool the way that one does work as well. So anyway, a lot of Dune stuff coming this week with everything that's sort of going on. But as I say, Dune Imperium, very, very impressed with this as a board game adaptation. Now, there was something Chris had said. I see that Jemison has asked the same question. What was that one? Do you recommend Dune Spice Wars? Yes, I do. Probably have a look and see if it's a sort of gameplay that you like. It is a real-time game. It's not a turn-based game. And that, like for me, that's often something that I do struggle with. So Trank saying in the later books by Frank's son, Idaho, the multiple resurrected was the Kizach. There we go. Chris is saying, what is a game like Dune Spice Wars? I don't see it played often, but it looks very polished. It is polished, but it is real time. But pausable, active pause, real time. And so Dusty Monk saying, it annoys me when adaptations of fiction have gender swaps. I'm waiting for Hollywood to remake something with female fathers and male pregnant fathers. Yeah, it is. I don't like it when I see historical movies that are done that way. And I always think back to, like Zulu. It was just such an incredible game. Sorry, not game, an incredible movie. I loved that movie. I thought it was very respectful to both sides, and I thought it did a great job. But you couldn't make that sort of movie nowadays, and it's a shame because that's it was, again, it wasn't all that historically accurate in terms of the actual the way that the the movie was made, but it's a lot more historically accurate than what we get nowadays. So it's, but I do like historical accuracy with the movies, particularly when they start to swap things around. I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps anything. I don't think it helps with diversity or, what they're trying to actually then go and do, with everything. It's just weird. I mean, that's the other thing that's actually come this week is. There's a big falling out about there's a Steam group that actually is highlighting all the games that have been diversified through a particular group. I forgot the Sweet Baby, I think they're called, this particular development company, and they get involved in diversifying games, and it's I think it's to help with it's quite a funny. It's a big beat up about it. I mean, I think it's gone overboard about what it's doing. But it's interesting to look it up, the Sweet Baby sort of dilemmas over the last week. I mean, it is gaming news. It's essentially Gamergate 2. It's funny because I thought there was already a Gamergate 2 a couple of years after Gamergate 1, but Gamergate 2, I would say it's maybe the second one was a Gamergate 1.5 or something because it was so close after Gamergate 1. But it's interesting times. I've got to say though, from my own perspective, I don't like the polarizing of the way that stuff is presented. There's very like you're either 100% one side or 100% the other side whenever you look at any of the content, and I think there is a middle ground, and I don't think that. I don't think very many people cover the middle ground, unfortunately, whether it be through politics or this sort of diversifying of historical dramas, whatever else it might be. But I certainly, for me, I don't like to see the swapping of gender and race, etc., in historical things, because I think they should be a learning experience, not just an entertainment one, and so I don't think there's a place for it there for me. So Connie's saying, what's Gamergate? Oh, that was 10 years ago. It was where, and look, I can see again both sides of the argument. It was still saying it's very stupid, Connie. What it was because I had seen the toxic side of gamers from that era. There was very little respect for women in a lot of the chat. For example, when you went on and played, particularly like if you were playing a first-person shooter, and I don't know if it's changed now, but it was bad. I've got to say it was bad. But the response to correct it was draconian, and so it went from bad that needed correction, and that was being corrected by. I know that certainly with the gaming groups that I actually was involved in, they would have codes of ethics, and that was how they would then combat it, so that you had to be respectful to everybody, and they didn't highlight you had to be you had to be any racism was going to be stamped out. So anything at all that was at all contentious in that sort of sense where you'd be insulting people was part of a code of conduct that everyone signed up to be part of those groups, and that was policed, and it was policed pretty effectively. And that was in the lead up to Gamersgate, but then Gamersgate then took it. Sort of what they've done nowadays is where things have gone from it going into the middle ground to going too far the other side, and so that's what happened then, and that's what's happening now as well. We just sort of see a lot of the. I forget what it is. If I have a look, I think it's a Sweet Baby. If there's a Steam group, you may not want to be putting your name down there because it's. If I just go do a Google search, because it's it went crazy just this week. Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, detected. This is the Steam group, and this is on Steam. 260,000 followers. Okay, so what this is Sweet Baby Inc. is a company that is an ESG company, like an environmental, social, and governance company, or a diversity type company, and so they get employed, or they don't even get employed. I think they get inflicted upon development companies that need funding to then have a look at all of the content and then diversify the content. And so you'll see that the list of games. This is actually a gaming group on Steam, but actually, I mean, there's so many followers, they're not going to be able to check through everyone that's actually in there. But in the when this one first started, when there was hardly anyone, like a week ago, there was probably 1,000 followers. So it's gone up from 1,000 to about 260,000. So what's actually happened through here is that the people have just piled in because what actually happened was Sweet Baby Inc. saw that there was 1,000 people that had actually signed up for this group, and what this group does is it goes through all of the games. It doesn't actually do much other than just show the games that they've been involved in, and you'll often find that these are games with a lot of, essentially, a lot of race swapping and stuff like that as well. So all they're doing is just placing the games that this particular company was involved in, and and basically they're, and they've been diverse. It's funny because I love this game, like Shadow Gambit, like that's so. It's funny that this is where diversity is fine, like when you're playing a fantasy type game. I've got to say, actually, Shadow Gambit, I didn't realise that was actually that Sweet Baby had been involved in this one, but Shadow Gambit, you can see they're overwhelmingly positive. If you wanted a commando style game, this is by far the best commando style game that I've ever played. So it's sort of so for me, that's actually, I don't know why it's not recommended, because I think that is just unbelievably good. So so this is what I mean. Like, this is where it's polarized, but there is certainly, like, I think this is where also things get cherry picked. I haven't seen that Shadow Gambit was actually listed in anyone's list of the games that were presented. This is why I think this group is actually, it's not a bad group, because the curator of the group hasn't tried to not present games. All he's done is basically just presented the games that this particular diversity company has been involved in, and there has been a lot of failures in this group as well. But to be honest, that one, where was it? The Shadow Gambit. I mean, that's one of the best games of last year. Like, it was amazingly good, and like that, it's a fantasy game. So, and it's a fantasy game without any existing lore. There's no book about it. It's just, it was built. So why not just go to town? Like, have diversity in games like this. It just doesn't matter. But when you've got games that are, trying to be Vikings or something like that, I do feel that's actually something that I don't like, that scene. That I prefer to see the traditional Vikings rather than swapping things around too much. It's funny, I did eventually watch, there's a Vikings show, I think it was either on Prime or Netflix or something, that I watched, and it was actually a good series, even with the swapping of things around. So yeah, Cecil's saying, yeah, there's several games on that list that are good, but what all the curator of this list did was just go and get all the games that they'd been involved in from their website and just put them down basically as a, so I don't know how these sort of rate, mostly positive, very positive. So yeah, I don't know. So I think that there's a beat up about it from both sides. But anyway, I think where it got crazy, where so many people went and followed this particular group, was that Sweet Baby Inc. then decided to threaten anyone who had actually signed on to this particular group, and basically to punish them and to try to get them all cancelled, which is sort of like the culture war way of doing things nowadays, which is what happened in Gamergate. So that's why it got called Gamergate. And then the response back because of that threat, and they're just finding all this old stuff. And again, I'm seeing stuff where people are talking in a light-hearted way, but then presented as if it's presented in a negative way. And I see that happening on both sides of politics as well. So it's, I don't know, we live in a weird time. So anyway, that's like, to explain what it is, to try to sort of keep a middle of the road type thing. By all accounts, Sweet Baby Inc. is a diversity company who comes in to help other companies change their content to make it more diverse, so they can tick all the ESG boxes. And ESG is another one of these things where I've been a bit involved in that in some of the work that I've had to do with other companies, and it's not bad when it's applied the right way. Like, it's actually not like you hear as if it's cultural cancer. It's environment, social, and governance. But when you're actually dealing with groups of people, like around the world, for example, not so much in Western countries, but in third world countries, ESG is incredibly important. And so I actually support ESG. I just don't like the way it's applied to a lot of the more Western country sort of applications. It doesn't make a lot of sense in that sort of sense. But it's just sort of funny the way these things. There's a middle road, and we only ever see one side or the other. And Sweet Baby Inc., by the looks of that, I'd like to see Shadow Gambit in there. I mean, the fact that it's a diverse game, it really didn't bother me at all, not even slightly. So it's just funny. Anyway, I won't keep on going on about it, but that's but you won't find any middle of the road reporting on this at all, unfortunately. So you'll either find one side completely defending what they're doing, and I certainly know that there are some bad games in there where the involvement they've had have been problematic, but then there's other games like that where there's no existing lore. It's great. It's a great game. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's just sort of it's just strange, very very strange. So anyway, I hope that's been a balanced view. Balanced reporting for a change. I don't think anyone's actually reported on this situation. It's funny because I enjoy watching. In one sense, I enjoy almost like sport. I enjoy watching the cut and thrust from the different groups, but it also scares the shit out of me that nobody can actually go and listen to the other side. So it's just that's because as I say, like the guy who curated this, he didn't pick and choose the games. He just got every game you could find and put them in here, and so you're going to end up with these awesomely great games. I mean, I don't know, what does this one rate when you go there? So 95%. There again, we're talking about an exceptional game and very positive. Yeah, 83. So even in the last 30 days, even after all this has flared up, actually, I wonder if we can see the this is the curator here. But if we go back into where's the graphs? Go to very positive. Yeah, this is when it hit. So this will put it into perspective. So this is the game where we got one negative review on the 14th of February, and then we started getting the Sweet Baby Ink stuff. And look at so this is why would that that does show that it's people are giving a negative review because it's on that list, and that's not right. That's just. I'm glad that there's not very many doing it, but it's still that's when the Sweet Baby Ink stuff came out, and so that's basically that's where we start to sort of see it then through there. Which again is sort of strange, So it's strange and sad that we sort of are that we're so polarized in our views, and we can't actually accept that something is awesomely great. when it really is, but you can see there it looks like the heat is dying off this Sweet Baby Ink side of things. Anyway, that's hope that's a balanced view. I wasn't going to talk about it because I was thinking, it's one of these polarizing type aspects. I don't like, as I say, personally, I don't like gender swapping or race swapping or any of that sort of stuff for historical movies or dramas or whatever else it might be. Don't mind if it's a fantasy series that is completely doesn't come from any existing lore. If it's a classic book like Lord of the Rings or like Dune or something like that, then I feel more like it should be treated more historically, the way it was written. So I feel that's just again me, but certain things I will, I don't get upset, but the historical stuff, I don't think they should do that. I don't think it helps at all with what they're trying to do. Okay, so we've got saying, Daz, you don't need to debate with everyone. It's if the central belief of another group is it's okay to discriminate against everyone else, then they can be safely ignored. It's just funny because both sides are in that category. And there's no one in the middle. They're literally on polar opposite ends, and nobody's in the middle. Like nobody's actually saying, yeah, they do some good work and they do some bad work. It's sort of there certainly are some things there that weren't that great. So Dusty Monk's saying, I went to see Dune 2 and I thought it was terrible. There was old popcorn on my seat. Oh, okay. So I thought it was an incredible movie, one of the best movies I've seen. So Dusty Monk's saying, I'm surprised Suicide Squad is mostly positive. I've heard nothing but bad things about it. I'm the same as well. I've only heard bad things about it, so I'm not sure what's happened there. I mean, we can go back and have another look at that and see what we've got there. See if that's because again, both sides will then artificially inflate these things. So if we go to Suicide Squad, and mixed is in recent year 68%. See, I from what I've heard, I thought this would be rating under 50 because I've heard it's very, very bad. If we just go down to recent reviews and then look at the show the graph, yeah, it's like this is bad even from when it basically launched. So it's I did see something where the number of people playing this game is so small, like it's people just don't like it. It's just a crap game. So even though it's getting reviews, can we trust them? I don't know. But I've only heard bad things about this game. Not that I've got no interest in playing it, so I sort of haven't really worried about it. I thought this one was supposed to be pretty good, actually. Yeah, this one, from what I've seen, it was offered to me, I think, from what I remember. And it did look pretty cool, but it didn't look like the sort of game that I would cover. So there's some good games in there, some bad games in there as well. I mean, you'd expect that. So, yeah, anyway, I think there's more in there as well. That's recent reviews. There's top sellers, maybe. Yeah, not sure. Anyway, it's interesting. So anyway, that's the drama. That's the current drama for this week. I think it's all going to die out next week. But there's witch hunts now from both sides. The witch hunt was started from Sweet Baby Inc., trying to get everyone that was involved, the 260,000 followers, getting. Well, at that stage it was 1,000. They were going to go through and get everyone cut out, chucked out of Steam, and then Steam going back and said, "No, they're allowed to do it because they're not doing anything malicious," which they weren't. And then the other side of politics then got involved and said, "Hey, let's crush Sweet Baby Inc." So anyway, that's where we are. And so they're calling this Gamergate 2, round 2. The first one was more about I guess sort of like aggression in the chat. And sort of like online bullying and stuff like that. So again, there was a middle ground. Both sides went too far. So, it's just one of those sort of weird type things. I mean, if you talk to people who were sort of in the middle of those things back at the time, you'll get some pretty polarizing views one way or another. Okay, so where did we get up to? So I went to the toilet. I might have missed your response to Distant Worlds 2 is real time, yet you get on with it. So I don't tend to judge them on turn-based versus real time. Distant Worlds for me is like one of the big exceptions with real time working incredibly well. If it was actually, that's another thing we should talk about. We should just go back in and I'll leave that one there. Actually, one thing I did see was actually the combination. I'll leave it there. That's okay. I should point out the Distant Worlds. I don't know if we covered it last week, but Distant Worlds 2. If I just where have I got it here? It is here. And this is now. If you get into the open beta, and I'll just quickly show this because this is exceptional. So if you've got, and also there's 1 day left to get it at 50% off. So if you want to get Distant Worlds 2, now is the day. So get it right now because it's 50% off for 1 more day, and then it'll be going back up to full price. And the DLCs are 25% off. So now is the time to grab Distant Worlds 2. Connie's saying old people real time. I'm a fan of that too. Yes. Buko saying there was a book written in 2005 called "Is It Just Me or Is Everything Shit?" I think a sequel is due. Yes. So Sobical's saying, yeah, to be fair, I'd pay good money to see Emma Stone as Jesus, not to mention a front row seat watching all the conservative Christians go apoplectic. Yeah, no, it's we live in a funny time. We live in a very, very strange time. Anyway, Distant Worlds, if you get the open beta, you'll then be able to get into version 1.2.1.2. And if I just go and continue, I think it's this one here, I'll just continue this game. And I'll show you I'll show you the differences now that has actually come into this particular version of the game, which is very, very cool. I did a video on it earlier in the week because it's the quality of life stuff that's coming into the game is just through the ceiling. There's so much now in the open beta; it surpasses all of the actual release, the special releases that they've had. The current open beta, even though it's only about 3 weeks past the last stable release, there's so much more in it at this point in time. But as I say, 50% off right now. Oh, hang on, they were saying sale is over. I thought it was finishing on the 12th. It's the 12th for me today, and I thought it was the 12th. So, okay, well, I better stop saying that. In that case, Larry would know. Larry would know. If you haven't seen, like Larry's does a lot of Distant Worlds content as well, so check out Larry's YouTube channel as well. So Drexy saying, Des, did you see the Distant Worlds 2 announcement today? No, I didn't. So Buckley's saying, hey Larry, I miss your Distant Worlds content. No, Larry's still putting it up. So go and have a look. But if you have a look at this one through here, I've got like a whole lot of different fleets. Like the first fleet is back over through here, for example, at this stage, but it's going to be centered, I think, centered around this planet over here. The second is down over through this side, coming back into this planet. We're in the middle of a war, but as I go through, you'll notice that certain fleets, like this fleet here, for example, is a defense fleet, but it's set to just the same location. If I set this one to say 50M, that's the range it will then defend. So we can now start to see the ranges of the fleets when they've been given a role. That's 100M. So this is massive in the game. So this is actually one of the, like, such a great thing now in the actual game itself. Same location means around the same actual planet. So in this system, I'm actually at war with the humans, and we're defending a local planet, basically, in that particular system. So that's why that one's there. You can go and set them to show all the fleets. Now, most of these fleets have either been turned so that they're only doing a very small area. But if I go and change, for example, if I go to the second fleet, which is coming back into this one here, there's a manual fleet. If I change this to an attack fleet and then change it from same system to say 100M, that means it'll attack any target it can find in this region. So that will become like an attack vector for it. If I go and change it, and you can see there it's like got a red. I'll just make it say 50. It's probably a bit easier to see on this one. But that's at 50. If I change the fleet, and this fleet's going off to rebuild, change it to a raiding fleet, it goes into like a yellowy type color. And if we go into a defense fleet, it's blue. And if we go back into an invasion fleet, it's sort of more of a greeny yellow color. So that's the new. Well, that's just some of the new changes that have come into Distant Worlds, which is really cool. So there's a post about some features in the patch Daz is talking about, says Dusty Monk. So way to think about Scott's guide. Instead love Larry's YouTube content, says Mike. Yep. So Scott's guide is very good as well. Yeah, very good actually. Not played in a while, need to get back to it. So I don't think I haven't seen any messages about it. But anyway, that's big. The other thing that's really big in the game as well is if we just go and exit to the main menu. Actually, I can show it from in there. If we start a new game, all of the government types have been tweaked and made into something that's sort of a bit more interesting. Plus, if we just go back through just to cover what we've done in other weeks, humans have now been updated with a whole lot of extra stuff that they then get to do. So they've got some very unique ways of playing as the humans, and the Mortallans as well have also got some really unique ways of playing. So they've got some pretty cool ways of so these are becoming much more unique. They're still working on a few of the others. I forget which one's coming next. I think the Boscara don't have anything special just yet. That will be coming soon. And I forget what else is coming with that one. I can't remember which other one's coming with that one there. I'm looking forward to them fleshing all of these out, because when you do play them, like all of the new stuff has all got, they've got special things for the day. The Gizarians have all got special ways of playing as well, but now the humans and Mortland do as well, but only in the open beta. So that's that one through there. And if we just go back across into the next type in through here, also all of the actual government types now have been fleshed out with different aspects that then change the base game a lot, which makes it very interesting to play. Like feudalism, you get special little starships, privateer navies and get built. It's all got different things. Like republics and things just have special extra things that don't really apply as dramatically as like feudalism, but it is pretty cool the way it does actually then go and work. Anyway, I won't keep on going with that one, but if there was an announcement, I will actually have a look and see if we can find that. Where are we? So Distant Worlds 2. Okay, we're going to have a look. I can't believe that this is only rated as 53%. There's something seriously wrong with this. Like, what on earth is... Like, how can that be the case? It just doesn't make sense. This is such a good game. It blows my mind. That's unfathomable to me, that this game is rated so like that with where it currently is. It's I just can't believe it. It's I just don't get it. Okay, so now hang on, it's supposed to be signed in. Actually, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Just go to the community hub. Oh, here we go. So this is the feature stellar update. So, hello everyone. Thank you for your interest in this was too. One of the principles here, start with more guided. So this is actually just going through how to actually then go and play it. This is actually where you've got different focuses. This has been in there for a long time. Actually, maybe it's only just come into the new one, but it shows you how to set up your focuses for your empires. So you can override the way that ships are designed and built. Added an entirely new section, the Empire policies, to accomplish the goal. You can see in the screenshot of that section above. There are tooltips in the game to help explain the choices. Yep, the tooltips are good in the game. Automation will then focus. For example, you can see the mortar ship below that has blasters and torpedoes as the preference state. And so it will then, if it's automatically being built by the AI, it will then try to use these preferences to what it will then try to do with the actual build queues. Back in through there. So it's getting sort of like different torpedoes and things in through here. So there are other categories when the player can also choose a priority of a particular weapon type. So again, yeah, this is going back, how to do it. Do not use low, normal, or high priority. So you can sort of choose all sorts of different things. In the bottom of the new policy section are a few sections that are not about weapons. So the first with fighters. Yep, so the rest gives you clear choices. So starting a roll for the area weapons. This is cool because quite often you used to have like area weapons would then be applied to small ships, and they're sort of wasted on those because they're so big. Having said that, the one thing I think is different is actually area weapons on Tekin ships is actually not bad, but that's the one exception for me anyway. So bombard weapons, this is cool. I didn't realize that this had been put in here. This is very, very good. Oh wow, this is really, really awesome actually, with what they're doing. Yeah, we plan on building the system further in the future. Okay, that's cool that they've actually explained that because I haven't seen this one before, and this is really, really nice. That's really good actually. So yeah, Bilko's saying mostly positive for all reviews. Yeah, it's funny that that the game is sort of like this. It's I really thought it would rate in the high 80s, not in the not in the 70s. It's sort of weird. It's for me, it's weird anyway. The other game that I want to talk about, if we go back to the store page, is Galactic Civ 4, which I don't know if they're going to have. Will they have it in here? Yeah, Galactic Civilizations 4. I don't know if they officially call it Supernova anymore. I think they've now sort of just brought everything back into Galactic Civ 4 mode. I don't know if Supernova is still... It still says Supernova Edition. That's interesting. I thought that they had actually been walking backwards away from that now that everything's back up to that level. But this is, again, an amazing game. Like, you look at this one here. Recent reviews, very positive. Like, this is 80%. And this is where this game should be. This is around 80-85% for me. 72% is weird that that's so low, but the game is improving all the time. And I don't know if battle mode's still in, but battle mode is heavily involved in things that happen with Gal Civ as well. So what we'll have a look though is we'll have a look and see if the community hub has got any information. Because again, you can opt into the latest version. Is it going to show it there? Which is really exciting actually. This next one that's coming. And yeah, see, this is it here. So the insider build of version 2.4. So you can opt in. Anyone can opt into the insider build, and I'd suggest that you do it again here with Galactic Civ 4. So working on addressing gameplay bugs and small UI fixes. We've also relocated the GNN to the right side of the screen, added citizen transports, and updated our Alien GPT with more customization options. Which is saying to the Alien GPT is one of these things where I love the idea of it, but the execution just didn't go far enough. But they're starting to now flesh it out. And so, to enable the patch, you do that. Major changes. We now create custom citizen species based on your inputs. Now, it still uses the graphics from the existing set, but the actual the citizens themselves are now purpose built based on what you've selected. I don't know if you can edit those. Again, I'm not sure if you can actually do that at this stage, but this is a big change. It doesn't sound like it's much, but this is actually a big change. Citizen transports are now available. On the planetary improvement screen, you can send citizens to other worlds. So this is actually good. So it allows you to then have more control over the citizens, which actually can be very important in the game, to do all sorts of things, to manage descent on different worlds, or to get the right people, like the right scientists, onto research worlds. Things like this is actually really, really quite cool. The GNN has been moved to the other side. That's the Galactic News Network. It just gives you a reference of where you are in the game, which is again quite a nice thing. It's been in the game for many, many years. So ability tooltips are now show unlock techs and improvements, and also civilian biology and focus are now selected based on your prompts. So this one through here is so it's a custom citizen description is now shown in the civilization selection. The updated labels to display a civilization name and civilization short name from civilization description, and personality type now always regenerates when a player presses generate. This is interesting as well. So this is now, like it used to be that you had to set all these other things up and then click on generate to sort of get what you wanted, whereas it's now it's starting to now just take a little. It's only halfway there, I think, but it's getting there. So it's moving in the right direction. Core civilizations are now able to select from all citizen types, including those that were newly implemented. That's pretty cool as well. So as you build, actually, we might even show that. I'll show you that one here. I'll be playing this in this coming week, actually, because this is again a pretty big change. And I've been playing with it, but not saving anything. So I'll show you what I mean. If you just go and play. Yeah, Dusty Monks is saying that custom citizen species is huge. Yeah, it is. I would like it, though, to use the graphic of, even if it's just the graphic of the leader. I wish that was the case, but it's using just the collection that it has of the existing citizens. And again, I don't know if you can tweak that. I've played with it, but I haven't actually tried to edit the library that it comes from. So we'll get into it. Okay, so Book is saying, gaming of the 7 negative reviews in the past month, 4 of them, over 50%, were from players with over 30 hours played. Is that for Distant Worlds? Okay, so Connie was saying, problem I always had was the culture-specific texts weren't accounted for, even in the manual ship designs. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, with like the Harkonish getting replaced with worse fuel cells just because they were researched later. I think I've still seen that happen as well. Like if you play the Gizarians, they don't bring the targeting sensor in, which they should be doing. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Yep. Yeah. So Distant Worlds 2. There we go. Just let it load in. We'll just generate a. I've just been playing. I've been trying to not break it, but I've been trying to just see what it'll accept. Just go back in. We'll just go to new game. So I've been just playing with the like these are all stuff that were generated before, but if we go to custom civilization, and so generally what I used to do is go to the abilities section and go and start to tweak all of these things. Now I think that these abilities, still have to be set up first. I think it's better to do that one initially and then sort of come back. But if we just go back, you can sort of just go back across, and if we just go back into here and just go for beer spilling lunatics or something like that, it really doesn't matter what you put in here. Like, I mean, it will take what you do and then try to make sense of it. This is not enough, but this is the sort of stuff I've been trying to break it, as I say. It's sort of fun. You can see that it's using human citizens down through here. So the citizens are now here on this page. If we go and generate, now it's carbon based as well. If we go to say aquatic, that would make more sense with this one, I'm guessing. Let's go and generate and see what it comes back with. So I think there's still a lot of work to be done with this, but it's interesting. There we go. That's interesting. So we've got a drink, conquer, repeat. Oh, that's good. Okay, in the depths of space, a raucous band of marauders known as the Sud-Soaked Savages roams the galactic expanse. Their rugged appearance and boisterous behaviour belie their formidable prowess in battle and cunning strategy, with a penchant for subjugating others and upholding archaic traditions. They strike fear into the hearts of those who dare to challenge their dominion. So it goes through the strengths and weaknesses back and through there. But that's so that's the the Sud-Soaked Savages. Is now a search for images. So it's generated a lot of images, and these are on the server. These I find actually that's not too bad. It sort of has presented them. Yeah, let's go and grab one of these guys. I guess that one there, that'll do. Just click on done. That will then replace all of these. And so that's the portrait. That will then replace it back in through here. There's the this description. Sudsy Raiders is the short name for the civilization. So, and if we go back to abilities, has that changed? No, that hasn't changed. So you'd have to change that one. But you can always do that one retrospectively, I guess. And so these are Hydronauts, and so these are the citizens back and through here. So Sud-Soaked Savages are a raucous and rowdy group, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, known for their love of drinking beer with unpredictable behaviour. They've a penchant for traditionalism and ruthless slaving. So you do want to set these things up a little bit before you get started with it. So you do want to still establish these, because these sort of do then come in. And if we go back in and edit, I don't know what we can edit. I think it's only... Yeah, so these things, it will, it's using the graphics from this one, but it's, so you can change the graphics, but and I don't know if it actually does then go and change actually the portraits. You can actually load your own portraits in as well. I haven't played too much with this, but if we just go and save this civilization as it is. But it's getting better and better. Oh, sorry, guys, I've got the sound up too much. Sorry, normally have it way down. That should be okay now. Sorry about that. I had it there for when we were looking at the video. It's probably been too loud all the way through. So now the citizens, I'm not exactly sure how much, whether it's only the description or whether, like if we go and play next and just sort of start a game. I like these small games actually in the game. Yeah, deep understanding of aquatic warfare. I like the pun. It's the AI generated text is very good. The graphics are mediocre. The fact that they're now getting personalised civilians, and I haven't gone into a game with this yet, so I'll have a bit of a look and see. So. Phonetopia. I didn't see that before. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is great. Like, that's really funny. I really like this. That's very clever. Like again, this is where AI just absolutely shines, doesn't it? It's very cool. So if we go and have a look on the actual planet itself, and we just see what sort of things we get with the civilians. So what do they have? 5545. It's all fairly average. So I don't know if the intelligence, social skills, diligence, etc. Frogs are known for their leaping ability and unique survival skills. So it's still just using the... It looks like it's only the description. Look at the names of it though. This one here was, this one is Gurgly Bubbles. This one is Sudsy O'Pint. So Fitzbert McSuds. Hops McGurgle. And Lager von Bubbles. That's the name of them. Yeah, so I don't know, like, I'm guessing that the stats are pretty much the same. And I'm guessing they've got, I don't know if they've got other abilities. I think if we had have chosen Star Frogs, we would have gotten the same, not the same names as them, but that's a bit different in through there as well. And then if we have a look back, if we just click on Done in through here, and actually no, we need to still go back into here. Colonial Leadership Council. If we just go and pay for that one straight away, that will then open up the leaders for us. Yep, Stout McSplash. So these actually are coming through as well. So we're getting so we've got Bocky McFroth back in through here as well. So yeah, it's interesting, but it looks like the stats are pretty much the same all the way through, to a degree anyway. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Okay, so anyway, I won't keep on playing with that one, but that's where the changes are coming in at the moment. So it's heading in the right direction anyway. Burglary Bubbles, what a great name. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? So flavor text and pictures get AI generated after some input. Yes. So when we go back out, and that's now, if I go back into the main menu again, and you notice that it's changed to a green color because that was the color that was chosen for that particular faction. If I go and quit out and then reload it, it'll come back in with the blue, but it will stay green until we actually start with another one. If we go back into new game, so this one then stays in there with those new type of citizens, and so we can generate more and more different types of things. And then the citizens should be in the list if we go into create like a new one in through here again as well. And what else should we do through here? Rock lobsters. It's just not monsters, lobsters. With big guns. We would then need to go and change things up, like change the personality, change these things in through here, change the abilities. But if we just go and generate this one again as well, it will then generate, but it won't change the graphics so much, but it will change the description of the actual citizens themselves. Astro claws. Actually, that's cool. That's pretty cool. We've got lizards down there, which isn't too bad. So distant reaches of space. Yeah, the lobster legionnaires. So you end up with some things are funny, some things are going to be like that first one. Like it's good the way it does actually do it. And then it's the AI images for this as well have come from the actually there's actual lobsters. That's pretty cool, I got to say. That's pretty cool. Actually, one thing I haven't checked is the more images like this. This wasn't working last time I checked. Let's just go and see if we find it. I've selected this one over here. I didn't do a great job of that. It's got a little bit. So we'll just go and grab that one through there. We've got Astro Claws down through this other side. I don't think I've got anything else that would be really suitable. Got the frogs over through there. I don't think there's anything that's going to be suitable in what they've actually got through here as as such as in terms of the graphics. Like if we go and select like that one there, I'm not sure if that will then change. It's still Astro Claws. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, that's the new changes that are coming to Gal Civ as well. So again, it's just getting better and better. So this is just one of these sort of intermediary updates to the actual game as well. So and I guess again it's going to be too easy for people to upload this stuff. I mean, it's so easy to actually the leader's name, General Clawhammer something. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So but yeah, there'll be a glut of civilizations that people have uploaded, but that won't be curated, unfortunately, because the citizens are going a lot further to the immersion, but they'll still actually. So this is actually a good sign, but it's still not quite. It's not changing the fundamental aspects of them. So I'm guessing that like these are carbon based. Maybe I should have made them silicon based when I actually did it. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. So we'll quit out of this one. Let's go back. But yeah, this is a great game as well. Very, very different to Distant Worlds 2 in the sense that this is a more of a board game sort of style game. But sure, we want to quit. Yeah, no, that's but that's actually what's coming in through there. Wow, we're running out of time, guys. So I'm just going to have a quick look through my Steam list because I know I've missed some of the games that we were going to be talking about. I'll just go and have a look because there's a lot that's come out. Yeah, Millennia. So this is this next week. I'll be able to then show that. So next week will probably be all about Millennia, I would guess. I think it's next week I can do that one. Distant Worlds 2, the Stellar Update. It's funny, the Stellar Update has been completely surpassed by the open beta. The excitement for the open beta for me is just so much more than what's actually there. Stolen Realm we talk about. That's going to be the giveaway key for today. Stellaris is always dev diaries about that one. Cogmind, this is price increase coming soon. It's finally here for 1.0. Yeah, okay, what do we do through here? So its price is going to be going up. So this has basically just come in to historical metrics. So it's going up by $5 by the looks of things. Yeah, so anyway, it's just like that's a game I've got to get back and play. Actually, it does look very, very cool. Millennia again after the demo. So this is again something that I've been enjoying playing. This I've been playing a little bit over the last week or so. 1.0 release for March the 8th. This is just this week for Stolen Realm. As I say, I'm very impressed with this game. Just not liking the after battle stuff. Jupiter Hell, I haven't played this one for a long time. This is an interesting game as well. Look, this is like not Dune. It's like Doom. It's like the original Doom, but it's done in sort of like a roguelike style. Still turn-based, I think, from memory. I haven't played it for such a long time. How does that one rate? Very positive. 91%. I'm gonna have to go and play that one again. Yeah, it's like you sort of play walking around like I think it's like a randomly generated ship. But I haven't played this one since it came out basically. But it looks like it's actually had a lot of. It's still in early access, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, that's that's one that's interesting. I should try that one again at some point. Where did we get to? Imperium. I haven't played that one for a long time as well. Nemaya, so different. This is a game we covered a few weeks ago. Mortal Glory 2 has now come out. That's been improved. I will be making a video on that hopefully this week. I do enjoy this game. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's simple to play, which is really quite nice. Advanced Tactics Gold. Now, this was actually mentioned in the Slytherin Tea Time. Like this is the precursor, well, one of the precursors to Shadow Empire, and so Shadow Empire really did come out of Advanced Tactics Gold. It says major update, which is interesting. So we have a bit of a surprise for you, the classic Wargame fans out there. Advanced Tactics Gold has gotten its first update in nearly 5 years, and the big one. ATG is also a whopping 70% off on Steam. So when was that? March the 8th. So maybe it's still on special. Maybe. Brief rundown includes a new randomised map system with climate zones and random regimes. That's pretty cool. A new visual path system allows you to shows you exactly where your units are advancing. Okay, so you're sort of catching up to Shadow Empire. So raising new units allows you to assign an HQ and/or TOE model. So this again is it's essentially sort of this was again I think I like it better in Shadow Empire the way it works in there. A new system allows you to select regimes and gives you more aesthetic options for your opponents. That's pretty cool. That just gives you more, so it's more immersive when you play it. Okay, so world generation now includes more climate and modeling through there. The full changelog is posted below. So random games. It was and is a good game. It was one of the first games I would ever install on a laptop when I've ever got a new laptop. To put it into perspective, I don't install it anymore, but because there's other games that have now replaced it. But back in the day, this was really, really good. Phoenix Game. So this is a group of modders, I think, that actually ended up designing things for the game. The one thing I like about this, about Advanced Tactics, is better than Shadow Empire. Is, to be honest, their navies, the navy and the supply, the water supply. I find in Advanced Tactics, I like it a lot better. It's complicated, but I do like it. And that was the one thing I was sort of expecting that to be what was then added into Shadow Empire, but it wasn't. Yeah, so VR Designs looks forward to continue working with Eric on the Advanced Tactics series. There we go. So almost all the credit of this huge update goes to Eric Ormond. More than a year of his hard work. I think Eric is one of the modders that has been sort of working with, like, it's got access to the code base and has been working very, very hard to improve the game, and which is really quite cool. I'm glad to see it's still got life. You know, like it's as I say, a pretty amazing old game. Dwarf Fortress. Now that's coming in April. Basically, it was the start of Adventure Mode. So this one is the Adventure Mode launch plans and patch. So this was this week that came through. Just to cut to the chase, and this is what I've been a bit worried about, that it's not going to be ready. It's not going to be ready because the adventure mode will only be released as a beta update, basically, where you've got to opt in. But I'm still going to be doing that, of course, as soon as I can. I think that's been put back a little bit, but they reckon that it's going to be a few weeks after that, and then they'll have a stable release coming, which I don't mind. I mean, Dwarf Fortress has always been like that one. Endless Space 2, I did actually mention that before. Actually, I didn't talk about it. Reawakening update. I never liked Endless Space 2. It looks good and that's about it. For me, it didn't play well. So I'm not really interested in that one, to be honest. From the Depths, again, that's interesting that just keeps on getting better and better. There we go. There's the releases on March the 13th. Actually, that's the actual full release. It's still early access as of now, but the full release does release tomorrow, basically, or the next day. And Dominions has also been updated as well. So that's I just noticed there was an update today, a fairly big one. So this one here, new sprites. There'd just be a lot of cleaning up to be done to sort of bring more and more things along. It's amazing the amount of work that they've actually been doing this since release. It's been really quite cool. Every week there's been like a fairly major update. Anyway, what we'll do is there a Marble Grand Prix every live. Yes, there is usually, and there is today. They've got a giveaway today. So the giveaway is going to be, I think it was back in here. I'll just bring it open so you can see it. And it's going to be Stolen Realms. So the actual launch release of Stolen Realms will be available. So this is a very, very fun game. I showed it at the start of the stream. Anyway, that's going to be coming. Actually, I'll just open up the store page through there. And anyway, that's what we're going to be playing. I'll just I'll minimize this, and we will go to. I'll just get it so that you guys can start to put your names down with Nightbot. Giveaways, and if I forget who won last week, but if you are in the chat and you didn't pick up, I didn't get an email from you, so I do need to get that email from you. Just go to giveaways. Keyword is going to be stolen. So just type the word stolen into the chat. So like the Grand Prix, win or lose, says original intent. Yeah, no, it's good fun. It's really good fun. Oh, hang on. Hugh Davidson, new DLC for Dune Spice Wars. House Vernius of Ix. I didn't know that. I didn't see that one. And Buckley's saying, hey, Daz, have you ever checked out Songs of Six? I think you might enjoy that. Yeah, I keep on meaning to try it, but I never get far enough into it. So I never sort of, I don't ever do enough with that one. Yeah, so Connie's saying it's a cool use of an AI. It is, but it's not quite polished yet. And it's sort of eventually it will be. I'm really glad that the civilians are being looked at. I just wish that there was a little bit more done with their stats, I guess. That would be if I was being critical about it. Yeah, Bubik is saying, although now I'm thinking of eating Stollen. It's funny because my wife's German, and it's one of these jokes. I don't know if you guys know what Stollen is, but it's a horrible, horrible bread that Germans eat. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But it's something that my wife and her family, when we catch up with their parents and that, it's one of those special treats that they all have. And I can't stand it. It's really quite funny. Anyway, that's but it's yeah. So whenever I see the name like Stolen Realm, I was going to make a joke when I was recording about Stolen Realm, but I didn't think anyone would get it. So yeah, Dusty Monk's saying I only get that in December. Yes, that's Christmas. That's like Christmas cake type stuff, isn't it? It's but it's not really cake. It's just horrible. Trank's saying it's delicious. Yeah, Connie's saying it's horrible. Maybe we should have a poll to see what people think. Yeah, it's not very nice. It's but it's funny. It's tradition. So I think German people. I don't know if it's that. I can't see that the flavour would be what people would like. I think it might just be that people like the idea of it, which doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I'll just let it go for a little bit longer. Shrek is saying German is Stollen. Yes, so Stollen is lovely, says Dusty Monk. Chris is saying marzipan. Well, that's not stolen. Stollen. But my in-laws now know, look, they always joke about it with me because they know that I hate it. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, Americans know it as fruitcake. It's not fruitcake. If you got fruitcake, made it out of white bread, so you make if you got white bread fruitcake with and you dusted icing sugar on top of it, and then let it sit out in the open and go not mouldy but go dry right out for maybe a week, and then eat it. That's stolen. It's really horrible. It's really horrible. Yeah, John Toll is saying he also loves stolen. For ours, it's really, really dry. It's really just I really don't like it. Anyway, so let's get into it. We'll make this the list. So Chris C, you haven't put your name in there. I'm assuming that you're going to be in it. I'm just trying to see where you are. I'm guessing that I'll still put you in there. So Chris, like you're not actually in the list there. Everyone else is. So we'll go with this one. I'll just go and get the list up. Yeah, I think next week I'll be back to my normal time. Then it may be the week after that I'm back again at the later time, but we'll see how we go. Control C. 22 players today. Okay, Chris is saying leave you out. Okay. It's a good game. It's a good game. What's the game giveaway? The game is a stolen realm. Stolen realm. It's a very, very cool game. I'll just save this one. Okay, let's get it working. So, yeah, Bubicus is saying white bread fruitcake left out for a week, it was stolen. Doesn't that basically describe American supermarket fruitcake in the 75% off bin? I don't know. It's like those Twinkies. I can't believe how long they last for Americans. I've never wanted to even try one because it just looks really, really bad. Now, I've got to go into race to start with just to put the names in, so we'll do that one. We'll got custom names. We'll add the names, clear the list, open marbles, open. So yeah, we'll finish that one. There's no others. That's all good. So now if we go back out to Grand Prix, it's a bit convoluted now with the way the setup. So we're playing 3 maps. Is it 3 or 4? I think we play 3. We're playing with bots, and it was 21, I think. And we'll just play a quick GP and see how we go. So good luck, everyone. And we'll see how we go with it. Mike's saying, my wife is German, they immigrated to Canada in the 60s, and the other option was Australia. I think that she's still disappointed with her choice. Oh, here we go. Wow, we haven't seen this one before, I don't think. So we'll get started. 3 laps of this particular race. Let's go and see. We'll just go and come in for a second. So Mad Hat Raven Desk coming around the corner. So people may end up flying off this one. So now Chon's just got knocked backwards a fair bit. Sithel's out in front. Silvercore coming second. Grob, then Hugh David. Coming back through, straight across the line. Sithel across. We're now into lap 2. I don't think anyone's fallen off at all. So there's a bit of a bank up, but anyone that misses over that side, there we go, is not going to be up in the wind. So we've still got Sithel out in front, coming into the last lap with Grob coming in second. Just go a bit further forward and just watch the final thing. So Hugh David coming in third. And so Sithel coming around. One more lap. Sithel's missed. No, he hasn't. He's got a good line. Good line coming through. I think he's going to win it. I don't think Grob can... oh, maybe. Yes, he has taken over. Grob has gone through. Grob number 1. 20 points for Grob. Sithel second. There we go. So we've got all the different wins. We'll have a look at the final results. That was a good finish, actually. So Grob just came through at the back end there. If we have a look at the Grand Prix points, so 20 points, 15 for Sithel. We've got Hugh David at 12, Bibicus at 10. Also, Matt had Raven Desk. So Bibicus came 10th. So there's a bonus for coming 10th. If you get 10 points if you come 10th. Everyone else from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, etc., all the way down to 9th ends up with down to 4. 10th gets 10, and then we've got the 3, 2, 1. If you finish the race, you get a point. If you don't finish the race, you get 0 points. So everyone's got a point right now because no one fell off that one. So next map, here we go. So this is taking flight. So, okay, so this will be an interesting one. So we'll just go and get started. Let's see what this one actually is. This will be interesting. I've never seen this one either. Dave Flute looks to be in charge. Who's the first one out? Mad Hat Raven Desk. Grob again. Oh, wow. If Grob gets in the entry, like up in the top areas, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be hard to beat. So both sides are sort of going off their own way. I think there will be people falling off on this one. Let's just have a bit of a look from both sides. It looks like this group through here is a little bit ahead. Oops, hang on a sec. Just stop that one. Okay, so they're coming through. This will be interesting to see what actually happens in through here. Now, Dave's the first one out. Then we've got everyone's coming in from this other side. So who's going to be the first one through? Dave. Sorry, I've got to just get rid of that. I'll just change this one out. Here we go. Where are they? Let's go to seconds. Oh, is that finished? No, they're not finished yet, are they? A lot of them are failing. A lot of them are failing over there. Who's still in it? I can't actually pick anyone up. Oh, here we go. We're on this side of the map. Okay, so Dave is the first one through. Okay, there we go. Bilko, original intent. Sorry about that. My phone going right at the wrong time. I'm glad I'm finishing up actually because I will have to answer that one. So there we go. So we've got a new list coming back in. More people sort of. So Sithel's still to make it. Everyone else has fallen. John is still in the actual map itself. Back and through here. It's coming through. Around we go. All right, so Dave is the winner of this one. Now, if you look at the final results and look at the actual points again. So in this case, Grob did actually not finish, so did DNF, which means that Dave now, from his 4 points with a 20, is now 24 points. Grob's still coming in in second with 20. We've got 16. We've got 16 through here as well, 15, 13, etc., etc. So that's the current list. Let's go to the next map, Devil's Chaos. This sounds like it's going to be dangerous. Connie's saying 11th again. There we go. So Grob's saying use your slipstream. Let's get started. See how we go. Yeah, they're all going to come flying out the bottom here. There's Grob again. So if Dave or Grob gets into the front through here, Grob's coming second. No, it's been pushed back a bit now. Let's just have a bit of a look and see what's going in through here. Okay, Sorbical's off the map. He fell off. So different players are being sort of pushed around at the back. So Mad Hat Raven Desk is the first one through. Okay, so straight through. So I think Mad Hat Raven Desk is still the first one actually out there. And straight through. See what actually happens here. You probably need to avoid these. Yep, I slowed you right down. Dave, Sithel, Urasok. Urasok's now taking the lead by the looks of things. See who comes through the other side. Urasok in front. Mad Hat Raven Desk. Dave Flute there again. So Dave is doing well this run. Probably be enough to win the game if he finishes like this. Although there's likely to still be some problems coming, I would imagine. Here comes Dave in the lead. Whoa, there we go. And straight through there with the others. Does anyone lose this? Dave's coming around the outside. Lucius also coming through as well. So Dave is leading. Now, no one's actually fallen off except for Sorbicol. Surely there's got to be some more danger coming. God, this is a long map, this one, isn't it? So two different ways. Who's going to come out on top here at the end? Yeah, Lucius back on the other side. Dave's on this side with Miguel. Oh, Miguel has gone all the way down with Sissel, actually. So they're out in front. Now Serenity has fallen off. Dave is going backwards through the loops there. There's Dave there now. A long way behind the others. So Miguel is out in front. Sithel, there's Grob. Okay, looks like, oh, Dave just jumped across and is now coming right behind Grob. This is going to be very, very interesting between these two to see who gets the game key. So what I'll get you guys to do is to email me. I'll put the email link in the description fairly soon. So who's going to win this? This is going to be very, very tight. Okay, so it's really going to come down to, I think, between Grob and Dave. They're right on each other. Okay, so Chinese Lettering is going to win. Congratulations! So there's one winner. CB's coming in next. Looks like Dave might have the points over Grob. Ooh, it's going to be close though. Got Lucia coming in third. So fourth, you're not getting massive points for that one. Mad Hat Raven Desk, but it's enough points. Unless Grob gets 10th. No, he's not going to get 10th, unfortunately. He's going to only get 8th. So that's going to put him outside the listing. So I think that Dave has actually won the game. Just wait for the others to come through. So Blackpool Punk Events coming in as well. Original Intent, Hugh David, Connie, Bubicus at the back, and John Hole as well. So just making their way through. The game's going to finish in 10 seconds. I think everyone will finish potentially. Yeah, they should make it just. All right, so game, that's it. So we've done that one. View the results. And we'll look at the Grand Prix results. So yeah, Dave does actually come out with 34 points. There we go. Actually, Chinese Lettering actually got there as well. Sorry, I don't know what that means in Chinese, so I'm just going to call it Chinese Lettering. So we've got the 31 points in through there. So that was that was 30. That was pretty close in the end. And Grob was down here with only 25 in the end. Lucia, that's right. Grob didn't finish, did it? I was getting that confused. So anyway, we'll go and finish the Grand Prix. So we now know who wins anyway. But well done, guys. It was pretty close there in the end. So CB coming in second. Chinese Lettering coming in. Sorry, that was third. Then coming in second is Chinese Lettering, and then Dave Flute. Congratulations, Dave. What I'll get you to do is I'll get you to. I'll just go across to here, and I'll just get you to send me an email if you don't mind. And I will then send the key out to you. So that's my email. Congratulations, and I do actually have to get going and return that phone call. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow on Twitch if you're around. other than that, I'll probably be trying to live stream a bit more often here on YouTube anyway at different times. Next week, as I say, we should be back to our normal time. And I'll catch you then if you're around.